Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so Lakers Nuggets. It's an early one since it's Sunday. You know how they do. It's at the Crow here in Los Angeles, and Nikola Jokic is going to be wide awake and ready to roll. They have a really solid team right now. Obviously, they're missing their two, co-stars in Murray and Porter. From what I understand, Porter had a setback of some sort, so I don't know if he's going to be back in time for the playoffs or not. But don't quote me on that. Kind of vague on his status going forward, but I know he ain't playing tonight. Murray is ramping up, getting back in shape. Haven't heard anything on his progression in a while, but I'd imagine there's been no setbacks, no news. It's probably good news when it comes to stuff like that. He's working his way back, and I'm pretty sure he'll be back pretty soon. So this is a Denver team that we're going to see twice over the next week. Um, and really, it's more than obvious that even though they're down those two stars, they're still better than us. They're firmly in the playoff positioning right now, although they do have some things that can happen that could change where they're at. Ultimately, they're still going to make the playoffs, or at least make the play-in tournament if they fall. So um, I don't know that they're going to sit anybody tonight. I looked at the injury report, and it looked like a couple of bench guys for them are listed as out. Other than that, they should be as healthy as they normally are without Murray and Porter. So what that means is you're going to be dealing with Monte Morris, mid-range guy who can really light it up. He's getting better every time I see him play. He just gets better and better and better. Be careful with him. Rookie Bones Highland, who lit us up last time we saw this team. We know him. He had his career game against us, so I'm pretty sure his confidence will be sky high coming into this building once again. Um, Obviously, you're going to be looking at a guy like Jeff Green. I'm not mentioning their stars first because I think most of the damage that's going to be done is going to be done by these role players on this team, while Jokic just puts up stunning numbers that we know is coming. But you're looking at the Will Bartons, you're looking at the Jeff Greens. Um, that those are the players that I think are going to ultimately be who we need to try to keep control of, because if we don't, it's a loss. Jokic, you can't do anything with. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's just gonna be a matter of LeBron James and Nikola Jokic battling out between those two superstars. They're just gonna have to deal with each other. That's pretty much it. Um, let them two monsters fight, while the rest of the team focus on playing good basketball. That's basically what it comes down to. It's going to be the battle of the monsters. I think AD is going to give it a go tonight. I'm pretty certain. Looking at their injury report, they're listed as day-to-day, THT as well. So that, I assume that means they're going to be active. Because if they're going to sit in the games going forward, it'll be after we lose this one, and where we get further and further mathematically out of the situation. I think if we lose tonight's game, there's still a path, but other teams have to do a lot of losing for that to happen, and we got to win out. And this is a team on a 5-game losing streak, so we need to find a way to win 8 games before we start talking about any type of winning streak of any kind. So, if the Lakers are gonna have any hope, obviously it's one game at a time. It's every game is a game 7, and you must approach it with that mentality. Now, unfortunately, what we've seen from the Lakers is a lot of just bad strategy, putting bad rotations on the floor, and it's just hard to see a lot of optimism going forward when you just look at how they've handled these pressured games that just went by, and just knowing that they left a lot of opportunities on the table with the choices and decisions made by the coach to play certain players, sit certain players, and just not match up properly. Um, we've been playing in this game 7 type of atmosphere for the last 3 games. We've had our back against the wall. We played the Pelicans, and that was the big game for our lives. We lost that game because, in my opinion, we just put the wrong players on the floor, around AD and Bron. They played well enough to do their part, but you just need more from everybody else. Just like I said with the Nuggets tonight, it's not just enough for Jokic to be a superstar every night for this Nuggets team. They need Bones to go off. They need Monte to get 20 plus. They need Green to play good defense, etc., etc. Keep an eye open for a guy by the name of DeMarcus Cousins. Pretty sure you're vaguely familiar with Boogie. He is on this team, and he's resurged in a great way with the Nuggets. He fits right in with what they do. And he's going to be especially motivated to beat us both tonight and next week in the last game if he is to play. Now, will they play him big minutes tonight given the circumstances? We have to be honest and say we're a bad team. The Nuggets should probably rest certain guys and probably lean on younger guys tonight off the strength of that. Being healthy is most important for a team that's already having health issues. And then, like I said, a lot of these guys are key. You don't know what Murray's going to give you. You don't know when Porter's coming back. So a lot of these dudes that I'm mentioning, for their circumstances, I think it would probably be wise if they don't play too many of them tonight. But we'll see what they do. And hopefully if they don't play those guys too much, that can lead to us maybe having a successful night. So day, rather, because this game is early, 12:30, a couple hours. So be ready for that. I just expect superstar numbers from LeBron James and Nikola Jokic, honestly. If LeBron's able to make it through the game, because he's as is, we know that ankle is not, it ain't right. We can see in certain plays in the game that he just didn't have the lift that he normally does. And, I don't think he's going to be walking into this game that much more healthy than he was in the last. So we just have to temper our expectations as it pertains to what his production will be and whether or not he'll ultimately play the full game. Not to say that there's any reason why you expected he wouldn't, but I just know how this goes. He's trying to do too much at 37 years of age. This is a game where he probably shouldn't play, just in the grand scheme of things. But guys are going after what they want, and you can't tell them nothing. But I do believe the Lakers should shut down LeBron and AD for these final 5 games and just let it be. I think if they lose the next 2 and they're mathematically out, I'm pretty sure we'll set them for the rest of the season. But you could do that now, to be completely honest with you. But that's my opinion. So that's what it is, man. Jokic versus Bron tonight. That's the game plan. Obviously, AD, you're going to be taking a look at him. He's had some really good matchups with Jokic in the past. In fact, historically, you look and see he's had some good success against Jokic. If anybody's had success against Jokic in one-on-one matchups, it's been AD. So hopefully that can continue tonight. I like what I saw from AD in terms of his conditioning and where he is in healing. He's not 100%. He said he's felt some soreness, but he passed the eye test to me. He looked pretty good. And we're going to need him to shoot better, man. I don't know what's going on with his jump shot this year. Obviously, to start the season, it was as low as it's ever been, as bad as it's been. He kind of shook that off before this particular injury, and now, he has to find his rhythm once again. So it's just been a nightmare season for AD, and, I'm just happy that he's out there and proud that he's out there running around trying to give us what he has, He could very easily mail it in and nobody would say anything about that. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing him out there. It's been rare, but we do have our big 3. I don't think they've played 20 games with one another this season, which is sad, but it's true. But we'll get another opportunity to see them tonight. And, Jokic, man. Jokic, I know what to expect. If this isn't a complete blowout, he's going to put up the numbers that an MVP puts up. Whatever that looks like, it's going to be extraordinarily great. Big rebounds, big assists, big points. It's coming. Just pencil it in. It's a triple-double is going to happen, and that's pretty much it. I think our best bet is to try to get him in foul trouble so we can see more Boogie than him. But even so, Boogie could kill us just the same. I tell you, when you think about a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, you see the injury issues and things of that nature. I think what people fail to understand about Boogie is how fantastic his touch is. Boogie right now can still give you 25 points because he can shoot the 3 and it's going in. You know what I mean? He has fantastic bank shot ability. His accuracy in that regard is superhuman. So there's going to be a game in these playoffs where Boogie's going to be a superstar. And he's probably going to end up winning that game for his team or helping win that game for his team. So I just look at the Nuggets as a dangerous team as they continue to get more healthy. Their guys, hopefully, they can figure out Porter's situation. But Murray can come back and be himself. This team is a contender. I think they're nothing short. So that's what it is, man. They got a lot of guys, these role players that we've mentioned that are getting these big minutes that are going to make them a much stronger team when those guys come back and get reacclimated. And, it's just the process of them getting reacclimated that you have to wonder about. Will that throw their rotation off? Will that cost them some games in the playoffs? You don't want to be out of sorts in the playoffs. You want to be on a string, and they just won't be. So that could work against them. But all in all, they're bringing back some real talented guys, particularly Murray, who's just a flat-out stud, a killer, someone who's going to shoot you down and put you down. And that's just what it's about when you're wanting to win a championship. So, keep an eye on them. We're going to look at them tonight. We're going to get two tries at them. Like I said, this game and the last game of the season where I'm pretty sure they'll rest people. And hopefully we can get a victory tonight so we can, justify what it is that we're trying to do in playing these stars. Because as long as we're losing, it's very difficult to do that. So that's what I got to say, man. It's going to be a fun one, I think, if the Lakers come out and play a brand of basketball that works for them. Obviously, you want to see Wenyen Gabriel get his minutes back. You want to see Coach play THT and Austin Reeves. He didn't play them in the previous game. That was obviously something that a lot of people did not like, including myself. I understand why you would choose not to play them. I understand the thinking in terms of wanting to go with veterans in big games. I just don't agree with it. You know what I mean? I think it's outdated thinking. I think it would have worked back in 2005, or, in that era. That's a fine way to go. I think in 2022, you need to see that the field, the entire league is young, and you just can't get away with running old guys anymore. So playing Austin Reeves and Stanley Johnson and those youngsters, THT, that is your best bet in terms of winning this basketball game and any basketball game the Lakers play going forward. It's just what we know. And we also know the coach is not going to do that. So it is what it is. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see him probably do things that we don't like. We're going to see rotations that don't work. You're going to see, guys are struggling under him in this offense. But, all in all, we're only a couple games away from it being over, and that's what we really want as Laker fans. I do believe that I speak for most of us when I say the season has sucked and the end couldn't come sooner. So that is what I'll leave you with, the honest to God truth. My name is BDF44. Thanks you all for watching. I'm out.